how old you are you single or married? If you're a breadwinner, I just want you to know debt is not bad. Stop saying save. Always use the word invest.
I would like to formally welcome you all to Paano Ba To Live Volume 3. Yay!
Determining a risk profile first. There is a technical way of determining a risk profile. So if you go to the banks, they provide a lot of questionnaires that determine your age, are your investments are in a level of risk that you're comfortable in. So what they want to determine, and you have to determine now, is what is your risk-taking capacity. I'm still not a risk taker. I'm a very risk-averse person. Because I can make an educated investment, then yes, I take a bit of risk, right? The basic questions to know your risk profile definitely is how old you are. Are you single or married? If you have dependents, how old are they? If you're a breadwinner, so your risk profile changes. So you have to determine how much risk you are willing to take. When you say risk, is how much money you're willing to lose. So this is how I see my assets. I always have to put a pie chart in my head. It will help. Does your asset pie chart look like this? So 66% is in business. 33% is in real estate. 1% is in cash. Are you comfortable with this kind of asset allocation? I would say for someone who has money so much in business, that means you're willing to lose this kind of money, especially with the kind of business you have. And the real estate that you have here should probably be money earning because it's the only lower risk that you have versus this. How about this one? This is quite a diverse. Who has a pie chart like this? Out of your assets in real estate, 15% in stock, business, which is 10%, and then cash, 2%. This kind of asset allocation is actually diverse. It's something that you would want to attain at a young age. You got real estate, which is lower risk than high risk, but also you got exposure to high risk businesses, equities and business. And then the last one, would you have something, may mga taong ganito, ang pera nila lahat cash. So the risk there is devaluing money through inflation. Talo na kayo through inflation. Do you know last year, Philippine inflation hit 6%? You guys probably didn't worry about inflation years before because our inflation was just 2%. Hindi nyo naramdaman. 100 pesos, ang price increase lang 2 centavos. But now 6% is significant. So if you put your money in the time deposit or the bank, 2% lang kikitain. If you only have cash and this is how your asset allocation looks like, you have to think twice. Some people naman will have it like this. As you earn money year after year, you have to have a pie chart target. So pag kumita na yung business mo, saan ko ilalagay? I need to lower my exposure in the business. I'll invest in these other kinds of assets. So you can attain proper or a comfortable asset allocation with the proper risk profile for you, right? Business is also, I would say, high risk because you can lose your money or even end up in debt. Medium risk, I would say, is real estate. Lighter risk, I would say, is fixed income. For example, our treasury bonds in the government. Just go to your bank account officer in the bank, go to investments, sign in there, and they will teach you how to invest in treasury bonds. So this is the way that the government will borrow money. The government naman will not go bankrupt on us. We're doing well. The way of borrowing money, we buy their bonds in exchange for a guaranteed income every month. So if you go for a 10-year bond, guys, it can give you 6%. If you bought a 10-year bond last year, treasury bond, it was going up as 7%, diba? The government bond has lower interest coupon. If you want for higher coupon, corporate bonds are also issued. So for them to borrow money, so they issue corporate bonds. And their rates can go as high as 8%. Go again to your account officers and inquire about that. So you got asset allocation, you have to know your returns. What I do when I allocate, so I have a pie chart there, I know my returns for every pie chart. So I average it. The returns changes and it depends on you. But equities, as she said, it has to be long-term because in the long run, equities naman go up. If you believe in the Philippine economy, guys, which I believe in the Philippine economy, we're a developing country. The companies in the stock market are the companies representing the Philippine market, and they continue to invest in the Philippines, they will grow. So historically in the Philippines, I would say since 2000, the average growth rate is 10 to 12%. A year can be even 15%, no? If you put your money in the equities, 10 years, it can really give you high returns. So the returns for real estate is one, your capital appreciates, right? But you will only get that if you sell the property. The returns that you have to look for real estate is rental yields, okay? When you want to invest in a condo, or a property, you can ask your broker about that area, no? And i-compute nyo. When I say rental yield, that's your returns. Again, we have to know our returns. For fixed income, madali lang. Whatever is the coupon rate, 5%, 6%, that's fixed, that's the return for the fixed income, okay? So using debt the smart way. So I just want you to know, debt is not bad. Borrowing is useful if you use it a smart way to fund investments and growth. So for example, your asset. Meron kang 5 million in cash year 1. You bought a property or real estate year 2. So yung investment mo, ang value niya after year 5, net asset mo is as much lang as you invested is 5 million and you have 0 debt. Why not, diba? But here, if you had cash at year 1, 5 million and you said, you know what, I'm gonna put 1.8 million in business, equity is 200,000, and then year 2, kumikita siya because you used debt. So ending, your total assets by year 5 is 7.8 million, but you borrowed 2 million. So ending, you had 2 million debt exposure. Your net asset is 5.8 billion, okay? So kumita ka. You used someone else's money because someone else's money is always cheaper than yours. Compute your returns for your assets. Make sure it is more than your debt exposure, then you're actually earning money. Tips, do know that debt is fixed, okay? So you want to make sure that ibabangga mo dyan in your assets is something that you know has guaranteed income. Ang ibabangga mo dyan, for example, like me, I work monthly, right? So I make sure whatever debt exposure I have for an investment should be covered by my salary because my salary is fixed. Not all debt is good. If interest rate is higher than any of your assets returns, then it's actually just a loss. Compute your returns in all your investments because your returns are always changing, so you're comfortable. And always balance your asset portfolio. So like now, your asset portfolio is not your ideal portfolio. I bet meron tayong dream pie chart of an asset portfolio that will work for us. Build on it and then adjust it. Compute the returns. If you use money, use it the smart way. Make sure that your cost of money is always way below your returns, okay? And stop saying save. Always use the word invest. Okay, that's what I'd leave for now. Hope you guys learned a bit.